Hey YouTube, Twig here, bringing you all my alien Yu-Gi-Oh deck profile for post Dawn of Majesty. With the release of the latest Yu-Gi-Oh booster set, I've been actually wanting to do an update for the alien deck for quite a while, but Dawn of Majesty was the final push to make me actually want to gather the good majority of all the different alien cards. For those of you that don't know, these cards focused on A counters, which are card counters that are put on different cards on the field for all your different alien monsters, having different ways of using these counters on the field. So it's a very fun deck that makes use of this card effect, and then also with the variety of different link monsters and synchro monsters we have for aliens, there's a good way to play this deck and really know one way to do it. You can mix it with the different Ogdoadic cards, but I want to stick more to the pure alien playstyle. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with the deck profile. So for the alien monsters, we are running 3 alien shock trooper. One of the more important things for the alien deck is to focus on a pure reptile playstyle for the aliens, but shock trooper is just good for the fact that it is a normal monster, so it can be easily special summoned with cards like Unexpected Die onto the field. So running 3 of this card also makes use of the level 1 tuner that we run the deck, so we can summon out our Cosmic Fortress Golgar for the synchro plays using that level 1 tuner, and the easy to summon level 4 monster. And being a level 4 monster, this card also combos well with cards like Kagado Kage to then go for Xyz summon with Night King of the Feral Imps, being a reptile searcher for the Xyz plays. For our new effect monster that we run in the deck, I also run 3 Alien Stealth Buster. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target 1 face-up monster on the field, place 2 8 counters on it during your main phase, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 card with 8 counters, destroy it. You can only use each effect of Alien Stealth Buster once per turn. So not only is this card a setup for the 8 counters on the field, but it also gives you options for destroying those cards. You just need better ways to send these cards to the graveyard, but we have a good majority of different cards that can rely on sending cards to the deck. So being able to send a good amount of your different Alien Stealth Busters is just an added effect. You don't really want to send them all at once since it's a once per turn card effect, but being able to send one and then a bunch of different other aliens with cards like Snake Rain just help to set this card up even easier in the graveyard for the destruction and then the A counter setup. I also run 3 Alien Dog. This is one of the older alien cards we run in the deck. Well, Alien Shock Trooper I think is even older. But with this one, when you normal summon an alien monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. When you do, place 2 8 counters on face-up monsters your opponent controls. So this card can just cover monsters on the field. It's why I prefer Alien Dog to cards like Alien Kid. Alien Kid is good, but it more just, places them all over the field. This card also just helps for more field swarming. Then we can go for link plays with it, needing cards like Alien Shock Trooper M-Frame, needing 2 reptile monsters, or cards like Cosmic Slicer Zarol, needing the 2 or more reptile monsters, being a link 3 play. But Alien Dog is just good for that special summon, because when you get out an alien monster, it just makes it that much more quickly for our plays to come together from there. So definitely want to run 3 copies of this card. For more of a special summon setup on the field, I run 3 Alien Overlord, a level 6 monster. You can remove 2 A counters from anywhere on the field to special summon this card from your hand. Once per turn, you can place 1 A counter on each face-up monster your opponent controls. If a monster with an A counter battles an alien monster, it loses 300 attack and defense for each A counter during damage calculation only. You can only control 1 Alien Overlord. I still run 3 of it because even if we open up multiples of this card, we have the option now with the deck to summon this card out with, let's say, some of our other alien monsters we have in the deck, and then being able just to use it for an extra deck summon that much more easily now thanks to link monsters, and then we can just summon out another one once more alien counters are placed on the field. I like to run 3 of it for that reason, just for that easy setup. I also run 3 Alien Ammonite. This is the level 1 tuner. When it's normal summon, you can special summon 1 level 3 or lower alien monster from your graveyard, destroy it during the end phase. So even before you destroy it, if you go for the level 4 play, you can then summon out your synchro monster, which is Cosmic Fortress Golgar, onto the field that much more quickly. Being a level 1 monster, if you have your monster set up in the graveyard with cards like Snake Rain, you can summon this card, giving you that special summon without even having to do any other summons yet in the turn. Or even if you didn't want to go for the synchro play and when you summon out a card, let's say Alien Dog, you can use those 2 monsters to then just go for a link play like I spoke of before also. It's just great setup, so that's why it's a definite 3 of in the deck. And for some of the lower numbers for the alien monsters, I run 2 Alien Telepath. With this one, once per turn, you can remove 1 A counter from an opponent's monster to destroy 1 spell or trap card. If a monster with an A counter battles an alien monster, it loses 300 attack and defense for each A counter during damage calculation only. So just another good way to control the destruction of spell or traps on the field. I only run 2 of it though. It's more situational if your opponent does have these spell and traps that are worth destroying and also getting rid of A counters for. This could be one potential card to take out for Alien Kid if you did want to run that card in the deck, but it's player preference at that point also. And then lastly, for the alien monsters, I also run 1 Cosmic Horror Gangiel, with this one being another alien monster for the tribute. You can use 1 tribute if you control an opponent's monster with A counters, and once per turn you can place 1 A counter on a monster your opponent controls on their side of the field. If a monster with an A counter battles an alien monster, it loses 300 attack and defense for each A counter during damage calculation only. It's more of a higher attack point monster. If you didn't want to run this card in the deck in favor of just going for the synchro play, you can take this card out for another Alien Kid potential spot. I know Alien Kid's more of a pricey card at the moment, just being a super, but it can be taken out for some of the options we run in the deck, depending on if you have the cards to run in it. This is just another substitute card that could be potentially taken out for more of those reptile cards. Even Evil Dragon Ananta was a card I potentially thought with just how many reptiles we can set up in the graveyard for all of these different monsters. And then to finish off the rest of the monsters for the main deck, I run 3 Kagito Kage. I thought of running Ash Blossom or another kind of hand trap in the deck, but I really wanted to focus on the reptile setup in the deck. That's why I decided to stick to Kagito Kage, having a good number of level 4s if you were just to summon it out, giving you the free special summon of Kagito Kage from the hand, being your then rank 4 play to summon out the King of the Feral Imps onto the field for the more search power, keeping your reptile monster theme going as well from there for those plays. This is definitely good for the 3-ofs. It can't be normal summon, and it can't be used for the synchro summon, so just remember that, but you still can use it for link plays, which is a big plus if you don't want to go for the rank 4 play. There's always the option of going into your link 2 plays, and the big one being your Alien Shock Trooper M-Frame, just needing 2 reptile monsters. And that is it for the monsters. We'll now move on to the spells. One of the best spells in the deck is a Cell Recombination Device. It's a quick play spell. You target 1 face-up monster on the field, send 1 alien monster from your deck to the graveyard. If you do, place A counters on that monster equal to the level of that sent monster. And during your main phase, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard to add 1 alien monster from your deck to your hand. So another reason that I considered taking out the Cosmic Horror Gangiel is because it's not an alien monster in name. It's more just here for the power-up option of taking your opponent's monsters for the tribute when you have control of them. But you have plenty of other alien monsters to gain full use of heavy counters, including Alien Overlord, which is one of the reasons why I also like running through this card, because you have the option of sending that to the graveyard to place 6 A counters on the field equal to the level of the monster set. That is an immense setup for your alien combo, and then also just giving you the search from the graveyard is the added bonus. So I always love running spells with a high amount if they have a graveyard effect along with the effect they had on the field. And I also run 2 Mysterious Triangle. I might consider bumping this card up to 3. I'll show you what spell you can take out for a 3rd copy of this card. You destroy 1 monster on the field with an A counter. Then you can special summon 1 level 4 alien monster from your deck. Destroy it during the end phase. So before it even gets destroyed, you'll use it as a resource for one of your extra deck plays. But being able to just destroy one of your opponent's monsters, because there's a good majority that you can have easy setup for plenty of cards in the deck to put A counters on your opponent's monsters, and then just give you a special summon along with the destruction of that card. For more of the graveyard setup, I run 2 Snake Rain. I've only run 2 of this card. The graveyard setup isn't immensely important as some of the other plays we run on the deck, but being able to set up cards like Alien Stealth Buster for more A counter setup, and then the potential banish for the destruction, is why I like running this card. You always want to make sure you at least just send 1 Stealth Buster and then 1 additional other card. We don't run Rescue Rabbit, more for the fact that we want more targets to send with Snake Rain, so sending normal monsters like Shock Trooper to the graveyard with this card just gives us more of the variety of options, and another reason why you could always take out the Cosmic Horror Gangiel from the main deck instead for Evil Dragon Ananta, being another reptile monster that you can then banish your reptile monsters in the graveyard to summon that card onto the field and having you another destruction play. And I also run 2 Viper's Rebirth. This is the other reason why I wanted to go for a full reptile deck. If all monsters in your graveyard are reptiles, target one non-tuner in your graveyard, special summon it, but destroy it during the end phase of the turn. Just another kind of monster reborn-like card in the deck for more special summon options. If you wanted to run 3 copies of Mysterious Triangle, you could take out 1 copy of Viper's Rebirth. For this, I always also thought of World Legacy Succession, just for the fact that we make Link monsters pretty easily, but this is more of a budget option, being freshly reprinted from the Ancient Guardian set as a rare, so more affordable for some people looking to play this card. And for the one-ofs for the spells, before we get to them, I also run the 3 Unexpected Die. This is obviously for the target of Alien Shock Trooper. I don't run Rescue Rabbit for the fact that, once again, we're going for more of the pure reptile build, but this card really does help for just giving you another resource onto the field. Even if you don't have any monsters in your graveyard for your Alien Ammonite, you can special summon Shock Trooper and then summon this card, going for the level 5 synchro play. Or if you don't go for that, just having this card as the special summon and then normal summoning another one, and then overlaying the 2. All you have to do is send Alien Stealth Buster. It says when this card is sent to the graveyard, not from the field even, so just detaching it from Xyz material will gain you the access for the A counters on the field. And then lastly for the spells, 1 Call by the Grave and 1 Monster Reborn. Monster Reborn is big for the special summon options, but you can always put in the 3rd copy of Mysterious Triangle for the other spot for Call by the Grave in the spell count lineup. And then moving on now to the traps, I run 2 Offerings to the Snake Deity. You target 1 face-up reptile monster you control and 2 cards your opponent controls. Destroy all 3 targets. So not only does it just give you a resource to then send a card to the graveyard in the form of cards like Stealth Buster, the reptile monster that you send can then use to destroy 2 cards your opponent controls. It doesn't limit them to monsters, so if there are any pesky spell or traps that are stopping you from, let's say, special summoning, you can use this card for that easy destruction of any of your opponent's cards. And then making use of our opponent's alien counters, I also run 3 Crackdown. Just being able to take our opponent's monster and use it is another reason I like running this card, so then we can have the monster to tribute with our Cosmic Horror Yugioh being the 1 tribute needed for that card. So having this card as the monster our opponent controls is the 1 tribute needed to summon this card out onto the field. If you didn't want to run this combo, if you took out the Yugioh for the Ananta, you can always replace this card in the deck with cards like Solemn Strike or Solemn Judgment, being more of a way to shut down some other of your opponent's summons. And that is it for the main deck. We'll now move on to the extra deck. Our newest Link monster for the deck is Cosmic Slicer Zerol. You need 2 or more reptile monsters to make it. Monsters your opponent control with A counters are changed to defense position. Also, neither player can activate their effects. You can only use each of the following effects of Cosmic Slicer Zerol once per turn. If this card is Link summoned, you can add 1 card from your deck to your hand that has an effect that places A counters, and you can remove 2 A counters from anywhere on the field. Immediately after this effect resolves, normal summon 1 reptile monster. This card is amazing, honestly. It just helps for so much of the actual use for the alien counters we run in the deck, being able to just stop our opponent's monsters by switching them to defense, but also giving us the additional normal summon power for cards that need that normal summon power for more of the plays, being able to just additionally normal summon Alien Ammonite and then give us that special summon from there. This card is just the go-to card for a lot of your setup, and using the search power for giving us more cards that place alien counters on the card, it's just a searcher for a good majority of the cards we run in the deck. For one of the other Link monsters, I also run 1 Alien Shock Trooper M-Frame. Quick effect, you can discard 1 monster to place A counters equal to its original level on face-up monsters on the field, and also distribute it as you wish. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon non-Link reptile monsters with different names from your graveyard up to the number of monsters your opponent controls with A counters. You can only use each effect of Alien Shock Trooper M-Frame once per turn. Not only that, this card says you could discard 1 monster to place A counters equal to its original level. So even if we were to discard cards like Cosmic Horror Yugioh, this is a level 7 non-alien in name monster, but still a card that can easily distribute plenty of A counters on the field, being a high level monster to use with Alien Shock Trooper M-Frame. I only run 1 of this card. I would say Cosmic Slicer Zerol is much better for the actual setup on the field, but M-Frame being an easier Link monster to summon, which is 2 resources, definitely does come in handy for those plays to use. For more of the generic Link monsters, I run 1 Nightmare Cerberus, 1 Nightmare Phoenix, Lynks, 1 Nightmare Unicorn, along with the 1 Apollosa, Goddess of the Bow, or Bow of the Goddess, with these being more just the generic lineup. I don't go into them often, but I like to have the available resource in the deck for them. And for the Synchro monsters, I run 1 Cosmic Fortress Golgar. You need 1 Alien Ammonite, which is the level 1 tuner monster, and 1 or more non-tuner alien monsters. Once per turn, you can select any face-up spell or trap cards. Then those cards in their own hand are distributed, 8 counter monsters among them on the field, equal to the number of cards returned. And once per turn, you can remove 1 8 counter on the activated field to destroy 1 card your opponent controls. It's a destruction card. Being a level 5 monster with 2600 attack is just that much more amazing of a card for the fact that it is a very specific type of synchro monster to summon out, but it makes up for it in the fact that it is a powerhouse altogether. With the easy requirement for summoning it onto the field, it just helps that much more for the actual synchro plays. Alien Ammonite isn't limited to what it can summon out though, so I also run the 1 FA Dawn Dragster and the 1 Borreload Savage Dragon, especially Savage Dragon being able to help with the Link monsters we summon in the deck for the level 8 plays. And then for the Xyz monsters, I run 2 King of the Feral Imps, more search power with our Xyz monsters, just needing 2 level 4 monsters. So Kagatokage definitely does come in handy with this card, being able to just detach 1 to add a reptile monster from our deck to our hand. So I most of the time search out Alien Ammonite. It's the easiest way to search this card, since level 4 monsters are definitely bountiful in the deck for that search. And for the Xyz monsters, I run 1 Abyss Dweller, 1 Tornado Dragon, and 1 additional Daigusto Morale for the Alien Shock Trooper normal monster, special summon, and recycle power using Daigusto and Morale in the extra deck. And as for some of the go-to plays in the deck, it all comes down to setup, but still the Unexpected Die special summon for our Alien Shock Trooper to then summon out another card like Alien Stealth Buster is one of the easiest plays to go for that normal summon, and then a rank for Xyz summon to then detach the 1 play for our Alien Stealth Buster to then give us our Alien Ammonite. And with more and more of the setup also in the form relying on Alien Dog can come down to a lot of those different plays, because then afterwards you can normal summon Alien Ammonite, special summoning the Stealth Buster back onto the field, and using those 2 cards being the Alien and the Alien Ammonite tuner to summon out Cosmic Fortress Golgar, and no limit to the extra monster zone for where we can summon these extra deck monsters. Another big play comes in the form of special summoning Alien Shock Trooper with the Unexpected Die spell card, and then also when you normal summon an alien monster, so when you normal summon Alien Stealth Buster onto the field, you can then summon out your Alien Dog. If your opponent has monsters, you can then place the counters with Alien Dog on the 2 A counters on face-up monsters your opponent controls, giving you those A counters. Then you can go for the Link 3 play. If you want to wait for that, you can even go for a Link 2 with the first 2 monsters to then summon out your Alien Shock Trooper M-Frame for more of the discard setup, for if you have another higher level monster in your hand to then distribute more counters against your opponent, and then using those 2 monsters to go into your Cosmic Slicers of Roll, stopping all of your opponent's monsters in their track that have the A counters, and then also giving you the additional normal summon if you have cards like Ammonite to summon out on the field to go for more of those synchro plays from there. But that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Like I said, aliens are always fun. I actually, like I said, it's the first time getting around to making a deck profile, but they've always interested me, and I've slowly collected them up to this point. So happy to finally have released the deck profile. And as always, until next time, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and Kira Twig out.